There have been 7 remarkable races here in the first ever season of the Budget Truck Series, with 5 of the races coming down to a photo finish and another one coming down to a last lap pass. Today we round out the season here at the Daytona International Speedway, the world centre of racing for the Advent Health 200. The championship comes down to 3 drivers. 3-time winner this year, Ray Gillespie, comes in with a 5-point advantage after he barely beat out Carson Miller at Atlanta. Miller, 5 points behind on the back of that second place finish, has got a real good chance, but starts in the mid-pack here tonight, while Gillespie starts inside the top 5. Caleb Rose has a real outsider's chance, 39 points behind. He must win here tonight if he has any chance of winning the championship, so realistically, it may come down to the 99 and the 25. This is the Advent Health 200, the 8th and final race here in the first series of the Budget Truck Series. Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to Daytona Beach, Florida, and the Daytona International Speedway for the final race of the season here in the Budget Truck Series, the Advent Health 200. My name is Stuart Gradden. Get ready to go for what will be a very interesting race here at the Daytona International Speedway, and we've thrown a curveball into the mix as well, because we are not using the Speedway physics, the typical Daytona, that we've used historically across just about every Daytona race we've ever done on the channel, outside of the first ever series of the Cup Series. We're here at the BBMC Daytona, so that is going to perhaps throw a little spanner into the works as to how this race plays out. Just because, to be honest, the other Daytona is probably better with the ratings than it is with equal rating vehicles. In this case, of course, this is the equal ratings. Cup Series, of course, doesn't have the equal rating, so track probably races a bit better in the Cup Series, but as a result, we are here for this race here, the Advent Health 200, and let's hope that this race and the championship goes right down to the wire. Ray Gillespie, winner last time out at Atlanta. He has a 5-point lead coming into this race. You see the championship standings on your screen. We don't have the graphic for championship scenarios, but relatively simple for the most part. But Ray Gillespie, winner at Atlanta, and that win gave him the championship lead on his own, 5 points ahead of Carson Miller. Miller finished second in that race. Gillespie won, so that result is currently the difference between those two drivers. Caleb Rose is still mathematically alive somehow, I've got to say. It's quite remarkable because Gillespie and Miller have been awesome this year, but Caleb Rose still alive. Consistency has been the key. He is 39 points back. We'll quickly run through the scenario with him because he doesn't have a win. He doesn't have a tiebreaker on either Carson Miller or Ray Gillespie. So what he must do tonight is he must win. And if he leads the most laps, then Ray Gillespie must finish 35th or 36th, and Carson Miller must finish 30th or lower. If he doesn't lead the most laps tonight, Caleb Rose, Ray Gillespie must finish last, and Carson Miller must finish 31st or lower. So it's going to take a lot for Caleb Rose to win this championship, but he still has a chance, and you never know. You never know. You never know. It's a lot closer, of course, between Gillespie and Miller, 5 points separating. The max you get, of course, for a race win, 42 in this series. That's if you lead the most laps. So Carson Miller, if he leads the most laps and wins here tonight, the only way Ray Gillespie would be able to beat him is if Gillespie finishes second and he leads the most laps at the same time. It's not something we've seen particularly often, but this is Daytona, so crazier things can happen. Otherwise, it's going to be more or less 5 positions, the difference in terms of the racetrack. Or for Miller, he's actually got to gain 6 points because Gillespie will have the tiebreaker no matter what happens here tonight. He has 3 wins. Miller has 1. Regardless of what happens, Gillespie will have the tiebreaker on both Rose and Miller. So it's more or less Ray Gillespie just needs to be within 5 positions of Carson Miller, and then Caleb Rose, you just can't have Caleb Rose win. And he can't run really poorly either, of course, and he's just about got the championship otherwise. So we'll see how this race goes here at Daytona. As I said, Daytona BBMC, so different version. Let's see how the trucks play, how this race play out, how the trucks handle. It's been a very interesting series. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun with the equal ratings and the way these guys have raced. But, of course, the different physics, of course, with the trucks as well, with the CTS physics. So, been a lot of fun. And let's see who can get the job done here tonight. Jared Oren, we mentioned that win, that race at Iowa that had the last lap pass. Of course, Oren was the winner of that race. And I would say he's had a pretty good year, but he was 27th in points prior to that win. And now he's suddenly in the top 10. So, it's a very competitive field. But Jared Oren will lead the field to green tonight in the number 91. He's joined by Matthew Hubert in the number 7 on the front row. Then you got Trajan Hawk in the 14, Jake Rogers in the number 98. So 2 drives to haven't, well, certainly Rogers hasn't had a great year. Trajan Hawk's kind of fallen away as the year's gone along. Ray Gillespie, there he is in the number 99. He is our championship leader and once again starts in a very handy place. 5th on the grid. He wants to stay up at the front all night long. Miles Inamatsu in the number 2. Hey, great to see Miles Inamatsu pick up a Cup Series ride. We do have the full driver roster filled, which is exciting. And Inamatsu will be joined for Evans Ross Racing in the Cup Series. He'll also be locked into the 500. So that's exciting for him. 2 other guys that are locked into the 500 in a few weeks. Jerry Chen in the 16. And Caleb Rose, of course, mathematically still alive in this championship, but he has to win the race tonight and preferably lead the most laps while doing so. He starts 8th. Logan Williams, who kind of mentioned that he is basically finished 11th through 20th just about every week this year, more or less. His best finish is 10th, his worst finish is 23rd, so it's about on the money there. Leonard Koshman's had a tough season, but he rounds out the top 10 here. Duncan Ward in the number 17 alongside the 12 of Carson Green. Andrew Williams had 3 top 5s this year and has found some really good results in the last couple of weeks. Hasn't quite found that race win yet. He's alongside Nathan Stapleton in the number 42, who filled in mid-season, of course. Henry Gore in the 11 alongside Carson Riggy in the 34. Riggy's teammate, Brendan Wilmington, led the most laps last time out in the number 38. He's alongside the 77, Roberto Crown Jr. And then the 4 of Mateus Bento and Sarah Taylor round out the top 20. And we'll get these trucks to roll off. Just make sure everybody here is rolling off. No issues, no dramas. See the full field right there as they fire up now. A championship, well, not a championship leader, but second in the championship. He's led the championship for much of the year, Carson Miller. And really, he's got 5 points. Finished second to Ray Gillespie last week. We'll be hoping not to finish second to Ray Gillespie tonight. He wants to win the championship here. And what a year it'd be for the Millers. Dawson Miller, Grattan Cup Series champion. No relation to Carson Miller, but Carson looking to make it 2 for 2 with for drivers with the Miller last name here in terms of championship on our channel this calendar year of 2026. So this one's going to be a 20-lap event. It'll be 50 miles in length, and there'll be no pit stops, of course, here at Daytona. Never are. And they won't be in the 500 either. So, yeah, we'll see. Obviously, as I said, different physics package with the trucks. So, we'll see how this track handles. We'll see how these cars handle. And well, not the cars, but we'll see how they compare to how the Cup cars handled the Speedway physics Daytona that we typically use. We'll probably still use that for the Cup Series. I know not everyone loves that track, but I think with the ratings, it's going to provide some very interesting racing potentially. We'll see how that goes. But we've got this race to play out first and foremost here in the Budget Truck Series. And Jared Oren, who said he hopes to finish up in the top 10 at the end of the year, potentially even top 5 if he can get a good result here tonight. Of course, the best position possible on the grid here, but it is Daytona. You can get shuffled back pretty early on if you are not careful. And then from there, of course, it's such a long road back to the front of the field. So we'll see how it goes. And of course, there's always the threat of a yellow here at Daytona. No question about that. Getting ready to go. Trucks are heading out of turn 4 and heading towards the tri-oval. But here we go. Pace trucks on pit road. It's been a great season. A short one, but a lot of fun. Jared Oren and Matthew Hubert to lead the field with green flag underway here at Daytona in the Advent Health 200. Here they come through the tri-oval. First lap will be led by the number 14 of Trajan Hawk, who got that got a good jump, got to the inside, is now on the outside. Just waiting to get these times to update before we get the ticker up and running. There we go. It's officially updated, so that should be accurate on your screen as to the last lap. I noticed that typically goes with the starting lineup right at the start-finish line of the start of the race. So hopefully you could see that with Trajan Hawk in the lead. Jake Rogers no longer in second because Jared on the outside, and much like the Speedway Physics Daytona, the outside lane can be quite strong. Not quite as strong, but it can still be quite strong. And Trajan Hawk has got up to a beautiful start. He's jumped well out ahead. Ray Gillespie, not an ideal position for the 99 to be in. He got shuffled to the outside, and he's going to get shuffled 3 wide. Miles Inamatsu has a point to prove here in the number 2. Wants to finish the year on a high note. And Jerry Chen as well, making that move 3 wide on the bottom. He's now up into the 3rd position and trying to hunt down our top 2. I tell you what, Colleague have had an interesting time with the Rams, haven't they? They've up and down, shown a lot of speed at times, but also had some races where they haven't been great. Carson Miller, of course, has been so consistent throughout the season, and he is on the inside in the early stages of this race. That is a good place for him to be in, especially with the 99 dropping back on the outside. Not where Ray Gillespie wants to be. And at the moment, he was 15th last time by. Of course, still has the championship lead as we speak, but certainly not doing himself any favours at the moment on that outside. Needs to get down to the bottom, as here we go. For the lead down this backstretch, Logan Williams in the 56. It's been quite remarkable. He's, I think, top 15 in the points, and he's been there just about all season. You mentioned that he's just run around the mid-pack for much of the season. Well, here he is hitting the front here at Daytona. And you know who's not that far behind? His brother, Andrew Williams, who has been in the top 5 the last couple of weeks. Duncan Ward 3 wide on the bottom. You see the 56 of Williams takes the lead, but will not have it for much longer as Duncan Ward gets down on the inside, and we have a big moment in this championship. Carson Miller, who has got down to the inside very quickly here in this race, is alongside Ray Gillespie. So all 3 of the championship contenders right there. Of course, Rose needs to win, and he needs the 25.99 basically to crash, but he's right around them as well. And Miller is now ahead of the 99. And as this race has gone along, you see the pack has really started to form up with the 2-3 wide that you typically see at Daytona. Quite stringent earlier on. With Hawk really pulling out a bit of a gap earlier, but they've all pulled him back in. Andrew Williams in the lead here in the 19. And how about this? The 11 of Henry Gore. So you got 2 Tricon trucks now working their way. Well, we saw the 17. Obviously on that outside, with Henry Gore on the inside, and Gore, who was second in the 500 last year, wants to go one better this year. He takes the lead. With Ryan Durrani, who started the year very well at Homestead. Didn't quite work out for him that day. Max Davis has had a tough season and could have made things very tough for someone like a Gillespie who's on the outside. A bit of 4 wide, but they get out of it. Then the combatants of the Homestead race, Rogel Dawn, who fell out of contention last week. Oh, and Mateus Bento is below the double yellow line, and Carson Miller and Caleb Rose right there. Is there a problem with the 4? No. It's just below the double yellow line for some reason. That's weird. Opens the door for, you see Jared Oren duck down to the inside. That was not a great position for Miller to be in. That's not where he wanted to be. It might be, even though nothing came up on the screen there for the 4, there might be more to that. And you see the 99 rather, and the 98 I suppose, but the 99 in particular dropping back down the field. So lap 7, plenty of time to get back to the front, but Carson Miller, of course, in position right now to win the championship in the 25. So not ideal certainly for Gillespie at this stage in the race. Ray Gillespie. OS Josh, he started towards the rear of the field. He's actually worked his way up to 3rd, so good start for him. Didn't have a good one last week, and that put him out of championship contention. Tim Simmons, who is hoping really hoping to win this race. It was so close, of course, at Willow Springs, and I'm sure he doesn't want to be reminded of that. Easily the best finish of the year for the 52. He looks pretty good. Catching up to Dawn, who pulled out a bit of a gap. And Simmons can't get there. Big surge of momentum for Logan Williams here in the 56. On that inside, and he's going to get underneath of Simmons. Here comes Hubert, and here comes Carson Miller. Carson Miller leads a lap. That will help his cause, of course, given how far back the 99 is, who's still on the outside as Simmons gets freight trained. Robert Dawn continues to lead, looking for his second win. Looking to bookend the season. Won the first race, looking to win the last. But certainly for Carson Miller, if he can lead a lap in this race, it goes a long way to winning the championship. The way he's running at the moment, he's just going to the third position. So Gillespie right now in 26th last time by, apparently. We'll see if that's accurate. Is it 26? Yep. 26th last time by. Miller, of course, in position to win the championship. But plenty of hungry drivers looking to shove him back, including our pole sitter and Jared Oren, Caleb Rose, Nicholas Samudio in the 88, Braden Perez, Charlie Davenport all on the inside, and particularly Davenport trying to help his teammate out. And same with Samudio, granted, both all sport trucks, maybe trying to help their teammate out. I think the Bento thing was going below the double yellow line. It kind of broke the pack up just a little bit. Obviously, everyone's got back together now, but you know, it kind of broke everybody up. That was very weird with the 4. I don't know what happened there. But you see, Ray Gillespie is now at the back of the field. Maybe he's just dropping to the back so he can make a run at it late, but this is not a good position to be in, at least right as we approach halfway. I want to make some ground up here in these last 10 laps because his main rivals, both of them, are right up towards the front of the field. Of course, Caleb Rose right now has got no chance at the moment with Carson Miller running up in the, well, it's going to be 4th here in a second, but he is going to 2nd here in the 76. It's hard to catch Rogel Dawn, though. Dawn has been out in front and is just controlling the race very, very nicely. So we'll see if Rose can get a bit of momentum down this backstretch, and will he be able to take the lead away from Rogel Dawn? Got some trucks at the back dropping off as well. I think Sarah Taylor and Dominic Anthony back in there. Been a tough year for those two. Let's see how they go. Both running in the Cup Series, of course. Later in a few weeks. Now Miller's in a bad spot. Now he's on the outside dropping back. And, you know, right now, I kind of want to be the 99 if you could get down to the inside. I'd actually rather be at the back and try and move your way forward on the inside. But he's too far behind even his teammate Rogers at the moment to really make anything of it. So he's got to close in quickly here and hope that Carson Miller really plummets down the order late in the going. And see, 25 is dropping down the order, no question about that. But 99's got to get a bit of a wriggle on here, you'd imagine. Rose is still hanging on to 2nd. How about Rogel Dawn, though? He is dominating this race at the moment. The 44 has hit the front and has not looked back. But here comes Charlie Davenport. I believe this is his home race. I want to say it's Charlie's home race. And he would like to end this in with a win. It's not been a great year for the 13. A lot of the 99, the 88 have been pretty good this year. Of course, Gillespie in championship contention. But 13 has not had a great go of it. But Davenport would like to end this season on a high note. Same with Isaac Nichols. Same with Tyler Jericho. Same with the 22. Ashley Caboose has had an absolutely terrible season. Rayami as a whole, outside of Inamatsu, have been pretty bad this year. They're right at the back of the field with the 22 and the 33 in points. So I'd like to go out on a high here in Season 1, as now Davenport on the inside going to 2nd. Here comes Jericho. Here comes Caboose. And you see the 25 dropping down the order. Now, where is Ray Gillespie at the moment? Gillespie's on the inside. I would like to be where the 99 is right now in terms of this championship fight, because now Miller's on the outside and plummeting back, and look, it's getting pretty close now between those two. So I think the 99's in the box seat to win this championship, but you never know. There might be a caution. A caution could really change things here, especially at this stage when there would be a restart. But as of right now, Miller 16th last time by. Gillespie was 30th. They're going to be a lot closer next time by. So we've got 6 laps to go this time here in Season 1 of the Truck Series. Rogaldorn still out in front. They're all chopping and changing behind. Tyler Jericho's now up to 2nd. Ashley Caboose up to 3rd. Guar's back on the inside. And Roberto Crown back in there. You see Truxell at the back of the fields dropping off. Not great for him, but now Jericho trying to close in on Rogaldorn. This has been impressive by the 44. He has dominated this race, Rogaldorn. He has just been able to hold them all at bay. Lots of horsepower under that hood, no question. But here comes Caboose. Here comes Guar. They're trying to close in. And Caboose is not going to get underneath of Jericho. At least yet. Caboose is looking, but she won't get underneath. And the 81 will hold on at least for the time being. Here comes Guar. And he won't be able to get underneath. As we got 5 laps to go. That gap. Let's see where they are at the moment. Gillespie is now ahead of Carson Miller. That's big. Gillespie now 1 position ahead of the 25s. Caboose goes for 2nd. She's going to get around Jericho. Here comes Gore. Here comes Watson. Trajan Hawks back up here. Samudio, Stapleton. They've all got to run down Rogaldorn. That's not going to be an easy task. But Ray Gillespie there in the 99. That's probably a strategic move by the 99. But Carson Miller, can he get down low here? Oh, I thought there was a little opening there, but perhaps a little too risky. And so he's stuck on the outside. Not looking good for Miller in terms of the championship. I think Ray Gillespie's just about got it here at the moment, unless there's a caution. As we've now got 4 laps to go. Rogaldorn has dominated this race. Came into this race 4th in points. He doesn't know that he can't win the championship. He's still going to go out there and try and get the win. But here comes Ashley Caboose now. The 22 has had a terrible season, but is now right on the back of the 44. As Hawk goes to the inside, Carson Green moves his way down to the bottom. You got Wilmington, Koshma, and Chen there on the inside. But look at the horsepower that the 44 gets down the backstretch. That car has got serious straight line speed. There's no question about it. All these trucks are equal range, but he has just got something extra under the hood here tonight. But now you got more Corley trucks on the move. As we've got 3 laps to go. Hawk is coming back into it. Green is coming into it for the first time tonight. Wilmington and Koshma and Chen is coming back into it as well. Gillespie's moving his way forward. He's about to crack the 10. If he hasn't already. Carson Miller a long way down the order. Here comes Trajan Hawk. Here comes Wilmington. The 38. Davenport's back in there as well. He's made his way back to the inside. So lots of movers and shakers here in this field outside of the top position. But can Hawk get a little bit of assistance here? Here comes Jerry Chan, the 16, with a huge surge of momentum. Look at, there's the 99. And Carson Miller is still on that outside. Here we go for the lead. Trajan Hawk underneath. Someone finally got to Rogaldorn, and it's going to be Trajan Hawk in the lead. I tell you what, don't count the 99 out of this race for a 4th win of the season. It would cap off, it would be a perfect way to end the season for Gillespie. He's just about got the championship in hand. The only thing he doesn't need is an issue of any kind. And he has got it, because Miller's a long way back. And he's, obviously right up at the front. Wilmington's in the lead, but maybe not for long. Here comes Jerry Chen. Here comes Gillespie, Charlie Davenport, Sarah Taylor. OS Joshi are the drivers on the inside. Mateus Bento's on the inside as well. He had that issue before, but he's coming back as well. Gillespie's just about got the championship in hand. Can he win his 4th race of the season? He's going to have a look, but Charlie Davenport's going to get underneath. Jerry Chen to the white flag. 1 lap here at Daytona. 1 lap to go in the season. Here comes Davenport. Sarah Taylor in the 10 are the ones on the inside. Working their way forward, and Davenport with a big run to the inside of the 16, and Charlie Davenport to the lead, but has he made his move too early? Here comes Sarah Taylor, here comes Joshi, Mateus Bento in the 4, they're all making their way forward, and Davenport's in an awkward spot, he's going to get himself clear, but here comes Sarah Taylor, here comes the 93 of Joshi, here comes Mateus Bento in the 4 with a big run to the inside. Gillespie's got her made in terms of the championship. Sarah Taylor looking to get her first win of the season. Out of turn 4, here comes Mateus Bento with a run on the inside. He may not get there, side by side, he may get there, the side by side is close at the line. Let's see, it is .000 of a second. Matheus Bento has stolen it at the line and created a bit of history in the process. That is the closest finish we've ever had. We had the Willow Springs race 4 thousandths of a second that day. That was the joint closest with a Season 3 Cup race at Daytona. Julio Cesar was the winner by 4 thousandths of a second. We've smashed the record. .000. I will have to do all the replays and stuff for that. You're going to be seeing the replays and stuff of that. That is unbelievable. Matheus Bento's your winner. Can't believe after he went below the double yellow line. But our champion of the Budget Truck Series, and he is most definitely the worthy champion, Ray Gillespie, has won the championship by quite a margin here tonight. He finishes in the top 10. Carson Miller finishes in 30th position. So the 99 is your winner. Matheus Bento, I think, has already gone to his pit stall, so we can't even follow him. Wow. What a race. I think that just basically sums up the whole season, does it not? Does that not sum up the whole season of Budget Truck Series racing? I know, I called it the Budget Truck Series because I thought it would be funny. Oh, yeah, funny implications with the name. Wow, it has been nothing short of a budget series. I mean, it has just been awesome. The racing has been unbelievable. Even the races like Pikes Peak, which weren't great. Let's be objective. Weren't great races. It came down to a side-by-side finish that day. And it was this is unbelievable. I'm going to have to get the cameras out because you'll be seeing it. I mean, you'll be seeing it right now. You'll be seeing how close it was. Matheus Bento has stolen it at the death. He timed it absolutely perfect. You could not have asked for anything more, and what a finish. It wasn't the Nice truck we thought was going to win this race. It looked like Rogel Dawn was going to win it for so long, but in the end, it is Matheus Bento, your winner. Sarah Taylor second by literally nothing. The game could not split them in terms of timing. But Bento did enough to get the win by literally nothing. Unbelievable. Andrew Williams ended up in third. Another top 5 for the 19. Actually finished the year really well. OS Joshi and Charlie Davenport timed it too early. He made the run too early. He ended up in 5th. Ryan Durrani. Ray Gillespie, of course, your champion. No question about that. 7th tonight. By far and away the best of the 3 contenders. And he's going to have it's a significant championship win. And I'm kind of glad that it was didn't come down to the wire there as well. And then Jerry Chen led at the white flag. He ended up 8th. Max Davis and Trajan Hawk ended up in 10th. Brendan Wilmington looked like he had a real good chance there, but he fell back. Carson Rickey, his teammate. Benny Watson, Rogel Dawn led by far and away the most laps in this race. He absolutely commanded this race. And he ends up down at 14th. Matthew Hubert, Nicholas Samudia, Leonard Koshma, Dominic Anthony, Tyler Jericho. Ashley Caboose was up there pretty late and ended up in 20th. That's how quickly things change here at Daytona. Duncan Ward, Roberto Crown Jr., Carson Green, Alexander Rowe, Isaac Nichols, Henry Ward, Jared Oren, Miles Inamatsu, Caleb Rose, and Carson Miller finished 29th and 30th. Clearly wasn't going to be enough for either of those two with the way Gillespie ran here tonight. No question about that. Very disappointing for those two. Great seasons that they had nonetheless, but can't help but feel that they didn't make the right moves, did they? They didn't make the right moves in this one. And then Logan Williams, Braden Perez, Nathan Stapleton, Jake Rogers, Tim Simmons. I feel bad for Tim Simmons in particular. It's not been a great year for him. And I feel bad for Thomas Truxell, who lost the pack and ended up nearly 20 seconds off the race win. And so with that, here are the final championship standings. And we already knew it, given the results. Ray Gillespie, well and truly the worthy champion here in the Budget Truck Series. 28 points was the final margin, 23 of those points. Coming in this final race here at Daytona, Carson Miller obviously a long way back here tonight, and Caleb Rose was an outside chance anyway, but Gillespie the champion, 3 wins more than everyone else that won a race. Only won the one, and he had 6 top 10s, which is the most of anybody in the series, so he's more than a worthy champion. Carson Miller second in the points, still a great season, not his night tonight. And then Rogel Dawn was top 5 basically the whole season. Jerry Chan moved his way up to 4th in points, ahead of Caleb Rose. Tough break for Rose, who had that chance at the championship, but dropped back as the race went along, as Gillespie was surging forward. OS Josh, he ended up in the 6th position ahead of Andrew Williams. Hey, Andrew Williams, second half of the season, he finished in the top 5 in each of the last 4 races. Quite remarkable. He had the most top 5s of anybody. Nicholas Samudio, Ryan Durrani, and Thomas Troxel dropped off the pack. He dropped down to 10th in the championship. Look through the results here in the Budget Truck Series. You see them all on your screen, and it was a remarkably, well, as you expect, I guess, a remarkably competitive season for the most part. Everybody, really from 3rd on down, was very, very competitive. It was a very, very competitive season. Really, probably from 3rd in the points on down. Really, it was just Gillespie and Miller broke away, and of course what happened here tonight at a restricted plate track, the way that these races play out, and either Gillespie timed it right, Carson Miller did not, and as a result, Ray Gillespie is your Budget Truck Series champion here in the first series and first season. It was a lot of fun this season, and I can't believe it. 6 of these races we've had photo finishes. That is unbelievable. And even in Iowa, we had a last lap pass as well. So it has been nothing short of a remarkably fun series, and there's been nothing short of a remarkably fun lot of races. Remarkably fun race here tonight. No question about that. Of course, that's it for the Budget Truck Series. We're not sure if this series will come back, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the Grattan Cup Series goes, because that is next up. The first official Grattan Cup Series session will be the Daytona 500 practice. That will be Thursday, August 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern, or 7:30, whatever time we'll determine. But you can stay up to date, of course, in the Discord. Link in the description for Grattan Cup Series. As we said, finally, we have the full roster sorted. So it's going to be a very, very exciting season. And trust me, I am so excited for what this season of Grattan Cup Series racing is going to be like. So that's it from us here at the Daytona International Speedway. Congratulations to Mateus Bento on shattering the record in terms of the closest finish we've ever seen. Literally nothing between them. It was quite a remarkable race. I feel bad for Sarah Taylor, who was second in this one, but Mateus Bento, your winner by nothing, and of course, biggest congratulations of all go to Ray Gillespie, the Budget Truck Series champion here in Season 1. So, thank you to everyone for watching this series. Thank you to everyone watching here tonight. It was a lot of fun. We'll see everybody for the Daytona 500 practice on August 13th. Goodbye for now.